For those of you keeping track, there are about 250 million cars on the road in North America. If you quickly do the math, that means about 1 billion tires spinning around every day. That's a lot of rubber, my friend, and that's a lot of money spent on replacement tires, which is exactly why we asked car buff and consumer reporter John Meterise to hit the road for some money-saving tire tips.
If you're looking for a way to cut how much money you spend at the pump, take a look at your tires. If they're in good shape and properly inflated, you'll improve your car's efficiency. So here are some insider tips for when you go shopping for replacement tires. Number 1, the best ways to determine if you need some new tires is to do some old-fashioned tests.
This is a tire here that's obviously worn out. These are wear bars that are built into every tire. And if you can see the wear bar, if it's level with the tire, that's telling you that it needs to be replaced. Another way is to use a penny and put the penny in upside down into the tread. And if you put the penny in and still see the top of the head, then it's time to have the tires looked at to be replaced.
If you're trying to buy a new set of tires to replace your worn-out tires like these, it's important to make sure the salesperson asks you a bunch of questions, such as, where do you drive your car? Is it mostly city or mostly highway? How many miles do you put on your car every year? And most importantly, are you happy with the set of tires you currently have? Because one of the biggest mistakes people make is automatically slapping on the same brand of tires they're trying to get rid of.
So different tires fit different needs on different vehicles.
One size doesn't fit all, and you can spot the difference. In sport performance tires, sidewalls tend to be shorter. And the harder the sidewall, the harder the ride.
In an all-season tire for a minivan, the sidewall isn't as stiff, but should give you a smoother, quieter ride and allow the tread to open a little more to give you better traction.
Number 3. When it comes to the cost of the tires, don't be a cheapskate and put inexpensive tires on an expensive car. The replacement tires going onto this Infiniti run around $250 each, but that's how you can make sure you actually get the high-end smooth ride that you paid for when you bought the car. And no matter what you're driving, if you burn up a lot of miles, you'll save money in the long run spending extra for something like an 80,000-mile tire rather than a cheaper 40,000-mile model. And don't just buy one. It's best to replace a set of 4 and easier to keep them all properly rotated. I suggest buying from dealers who will rotate your tires for free or for just a slight charge when you buy them.
There's an initial charge, it's in the installation package, but once we put the tires on for you, we rotate and balance whenever needed, no charge. We recommend at least every 3,000 miles, rotate, check the air pressure, and check the balance and rebalance if necessary.
Finally, I couldn't do a report about replacement tires without talking about tire inflation. You know, the government estimates that drivers waste 3.5 million gallons of gas every day driving on underinflated tires. So here's the scoop. Check your tire pressure every month or so. It's easy, but don't just go by the number on the tire. That's the maximum pressure. Instead, go by the number in your owner's manual or on your door. That way, your tires will last longer and you'll be a safe driver and a smart American shopper.
John has a few more buying tips to keep in mind. First off, he reminds you of the mantra from tire manufacturers. You should rotate tires every 6,000 to 8,000 miles. And you've probably heard this before, but you really should check your tire pressure once a month. Nothing like a gadget to encourage you to do that. We found this cool tire gauge for around $18. The digital screen is easier to read than a traditional model.